finally. Oh, let me get this mic a little closer. Okay. What's up? We got doggy. Oh, that's the wrong side. We got doggy. What you thinking, Nala? What you thinking? Oh, I don't even have the right lights set up. Let's turn them on. Oh, you hush, Nala. You're not going anywhere. Rainbows. Okay. A lot been happening. Haven't streamed for a bit. What is it, Nala? I hear someone outside. No! 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 No. You... She knows that word. Alright, 16 minutes. What to fill that void with? Well, I know, I should probably go get... Well, I'll do that later. Once there's like a couple minutes left. I'll go get booze. Cause I'm gonna have to drink for the fucking thing, you know? The GOP debate. I'm gonna definitely gonna have to drink during that. It's a little too noisy and incomprehensible, the stuff that they'll be up to. So we'll see. I'm just looking at this wallpaper engine. Like, what all is it making? So then when does that go away? Oh, it goes away with that. Okay. Very clever. I do have a few news segments that I could do, but I don't know. Let's check. Oof. That's loud. Whenever a door gets, like, mainly the front door gets shut around here, that goes off. Oh, thirsty. Good to drink. Water. Good to drink water. It's not always good to drink. You got issues with drinking. Drink less. Looks like the heat got turned back on or something. That's what I was feeling. Could feel it from the vent. I don't want to look at this, but I do want to look at this. I need to take a picture. I make it screen cap a bit. Got it. Put it in the paint. I might. Okay, there we go. Put that in the JPEG. Chung. Just cha. Okay. On my desktop, there it is. Okay. I need a link. 12 minutes. Roger. Okay. Copy the link. And then you go away. All right, that looks good. Wumbo. What would they teach at like Wumbo University? What would I want to teach at Wumbo University? So like this, I don't know who would teach Wumbology, but I mean I could see Patrick being professor of Wumbology. Seems to know a lot about it. I mean, you probably get a degree in Wumbology and very safely get away with it. I don't know what I'm on about anymore. Oh, big oopsie on my part. Oh. Ah. You work with me here, bitch. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. That's good enough. How much longer? How much longer we got until it starts? Alright, less than 10 minutes. Fuck, do I go get booze now? Or do I go get the booze later? Okay. I am gonna go get some booze now. I go get booze, I be back. You stay. Water. A thirst. Blood. Okay. Got some booze. Got that booze. I've got a shot of nasty shit and a bottle of nasty shit. What's new? That's just all alcohol. Well, most alcohol. Some alcohol tastes really good. Ooh. That's... Uh-oh. You see my hat hair? Ew. I'm just kidding. I'm not self-conscious about it. I don't care. Hat hair's fine. You have hat hair. You are still a human being. Okay. Well, I need water. I am a thirsty boy. Shit. Fuck. So I drink out of this canteen, right? The lid is no longer... Very sad. Win! Less than 5. Okay. I'm fine with that. I do know that Lester Holt is going to be moderating or something. I don't know. Oof. Some of them are on stage right now. They're waving to the cameras. They all look so evil. Someone at my door. me go check. No, never mind. It's just the door wiggling. Okay. Well, if I'm gonna be fucked up for this, I might as well start now. Oh god. I'll have to say goodbye to the music soon. Shit. Okay. It is time for a shot. We've got a minute 40. Oh god. Ugh. 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 Okay. It is time. I've now done one shot. I think it's time to switch it over soon. Oh man. Okay.
And NBC News' special coverage of the countdown to the third presidential debate.
We're gonna watch NBC.
The second this thing is over, Tom and I are going to be back for the post-debate show.
Oh, the highest that we got is
about to start. 20 seconds away. Hallie's going to be here.
Shut up, bitch. I'll turn them on when it starts. This is a nice set. It's in front of the White House. I'll give them that. Oh, right. That might not show. Let's try something different. Cause I'm pretty sure that won't. Here, let's give me a moment. Have to yeah, I'll have to do that. Then I'll have to, let's see. Boop. And. Boop. And. Name it this. Gonna go to that. Okay. Set it right there. Oof. I'm really struggling. I'll get it. Yeah, that's fine. And then we'll just have that black bar up there. And then I'll put myself back. Okay. Be reasonable with me. Haven't streamed it a bit. Okay.
We'll question 5 candidates seeking that nomination on how they're best prepared to be commander-in-chief. And of course, how down prices impacting Americans across the country.
All right.
We have 2 hours for a serious debate on the issues that matter most to Republican voters.
Shit.
Candidates will have 1 minute and 30 seconds for answers and the opportunity for a closing statement.
That's not happening.
Follow-ups will be at the discretion of all of us at the table. The
Pulls out the camera
Invoking a
because it's like
candidate's name or policy does
we
not necessarily
are
mean
we are going to have a civil discussion here because this is the GOP debate. Yeah, where you come for a fucking civil discussion. Look at all these fools.
Specifically on the world stage, we want everyone
My
to
favorite
get
fat
every
boy,
word you
Chris
have to say.
Christie.
Continued interruptions may result
So
in
big.
loss of additional questions. And to our audience, please hold your applause so that the candidates can be heard. With that said, let's have a good debate. All right, our first question, the opening question, is one for all of you. Donald Trump is the first ex-president in more than 100 years to run for the White House again, and he remains popular among Republican primary voters as his legal challenges mount. Governor DeSantis, let me begin with you on this one. Speak to Republican voters who are supporting Donald Trump. Why should you and not him be the Republican nominee to face Joe Biden a year from now?
This country is in trouble, and the elites that have put us here, they don't care about you. They don't care that you're having to grapple with higher grocery prices.
You don't care about anyone.
Higher gas prices. They don't care that your family's less secure because of the open border that's allowed drugs and even terrorists to come into this country. Well, I am not going to sit idly by and let this country continue its downward spiral. We need leadership, and we need it now. I'll take the hits. I'll take the arrows. I'll take the slings, because ultimately it's not about me. It's about you. I will fight for you.
Damn, he's been practicing this one in the mirror for a bit.
And I will win for you and your family. Actions speak louder than words. We don't have time for excuses, and it's not something that we're going to be able to have all these distractions. As a veteran, I will get the job done. Now, if you look where we are now, it's a lot different than we were in 2016.
A veteran.
And Donald Trump's a lot different
Veteran of Guantanamo Bay.
guy than he was in 2016. He owes it to you to be on this
He tortured
stage
people
and
there.
explain
Well, he
why
helped lead
should
torture
get
people.
another chance.
Torture of
He
people
should
there.
explain why he didn't have Mexico pay for the border wall. He should explain why he racked up so much debt. He should explain why he didn't drain the swamp. And he said Republicans were going to get tired of winning. Well, we saw last night, I'm sick of Republicans losing. In Florida, I showed how it's done. 1 year ago here.
He's so mad.
Victory, including a massive landslide right here in Miami-Dade County. That's how we have to do it. So I promise you this, as the nominee, next November I'll get the job done, and as president, I will deliver
Your time
for
is
you.
up. Let me turn to Ambassador Haley. Audience, let me turn to Ambassador Haley. Why you and not the former?
He's trying.
Well, I think you look at the fact
I gotta
that we're
drink
almost
again.
$34 trillion.
Look at this
in debt.
cool Nikki Haley.
60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 50% of American families can't afford diapers. 1 in 6 American families can't pay their utility bills. You have
Oh, it's the deep state.
I think you look at the fact that we're almost $34 trillion in debt. 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 50% of American families can't afford diapers. 1 in 6 American families can't pay their utility bills. You have
Oh no.
I think you look at the fact that I think you look for diapers. 1 in 6
Oh, God.
American families can't pay their utility bills. You have the fact that he used to be right on Ukraine and
Okay, there we
issues
go.
now
I
he's
was like,
getting
it'll
weak
probably
in the knees
catch
and
up,
trying to be
right?
friendly again. I
Right?
think that we've got to go back to the fact that we can't live in the past. We can't live in other headlines. We've got to start focusing on what's going to make America strong and proud. And that's what I'm
Again.
focused on doing. Let's make sure we pay down our debt. I think we need an accountant in the White House. Let's make sure that we have transparency in the classroom. As a mom, I know what that means. Let's make sure we secure our borders so that our families are safe. Let's get crime down because our families want to know that they can be safe no matter where they go. And as the wife of a combat veteran, I will tell you, a military needs to know we have our back, and we need to make sure that America is strong.
Ambassador, thank you very much. And, let me just
That was categorically more
Let me just caution the audience, let's not go down this road. We've asked you to please, keep
More
restraining yourselves and would be
silly.
humble so we can hear the candidates because these are important issues and the voters want and need to hear them. Mr. Ramaswamy,
Just kidding. This is not more silly.
please make your case. Why would you?
She was more
Should you be the
boring.
nominee, not the former president?
She sounded like a
There's something
computer.
deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of
Ooh,
losers.
stay
At the end
mad.
of the day, it was a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party. Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk.
Oh, yeah. All of the alt-right pipeline guys who are currently leading the way. Yeah. Fucking Tucker Carlson. Well, he's probably the craziest out of all of them.
To host a Democratic debate, they wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real?
Of course,
or
he's
was
just
that
gonna use
Hillary
this as a.
Clinton made up disinformation?
Oh, this is great.
Answer the question. Go.
Mr. Ross.
This is not a debate towards them.
We need
This is your debate, dude.
media rigged the 2016 election. They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
And they're going to rig this election.
Your time
unless
is
we have
up.
accountability.
Let me turn to
That's how
Governor
we unite this country.
Christie. Why you, audience, let's not do this. Let's not do this. Let's let the candidate speak. Governor Christie, why you and not former President Trump?
Well, Lester, look, you said it at the beginning of the debate. We are dealing with extraordinarily
Poor Chris
important issues
Christie.
facing this country
I say
right now.
poor. He's not poor.
We have our greatest
The
ally
fucking
in the Middle
fat
East
ass Chris
under
Christie.
fire from a terrorist group that has committed to wiping them and every Jewish person in this world off the map.
Here's where it
We
starts.
have Ukraine with Vladimir Putin, a communist KGB
Oh
dictator
god.
who wants to put the old band back together. He's starting in Ukraine, and he's going to move to the Baltics and Poland after that. We have inflation in this country that is choking every American family that wants to try to rise up and give their children a better life. And tonight, we need to decide which president is going to be the one to tackle the big issues, who's going to make this country look once again, not just inward, but look outward at the world and say America is the country, the indispensable nation that makes this a safer world. And in a
Chris is
safer
making the
world,
most fucking sense here,
innovation,
except for his
American
Israel
hard
shit.
work has always been the thing that has driven our country to greater things. I'm going to be the president who will do those big things. We're not going to be small, and I'll say this.
Which
about
makes
Donald
sense.
Trump.
He's not really,
Anybody
you
who's
know,
going to be spending the next year and a half of their life
he's not really crazy like the other people are on this fucking
lead this party or this
debate.
country, and it needs to be said plainly.
Fuck, I'm already starting to feel this alcohol. I've done 2 shots, so.
You've said former
And I'm starting to drink
win. Make your
a
case
beer.
to Republican voters.
Well, certainly. What I would say without any question is that the truth of my life destroys the lies of the radical left. We need a president.
The
and a
radical
candidate-
left. Hold on, what was that?
Certainly. What I would say without any question is that the truth of my life destroys the lies of the radical left.
Oh, the truth of his life destroys the lies.
Help our
Okay.
base solidify.
Okay,
and try to
sure.
get voters into our party. The Great Opportunity Party is now winning back African American voters and
No,
Hispanic
it's not.
voters because we are
No, it's
working
not.
on a foundation based on faith. Our nation is facing some deep challenges. It is the loss of faith in this nation that is a part of the erosion that we're seeing every single day. It's restoring faith, restoring our Christian values
Yep.
that will help this nation.
Definitely.
once again
It's restoring
become
our Christian
the city on the
values.
hill. When Ronald Reagan talked about the city on the
Shit,
hill,
man. If it was so fucking easy, why isn't America great already? Come on.
divided. That was Mark. Our
Why
founding
isn't it what you already wanted to be?
speak to
So many
the
people already
importance of a
believe in
faith foundation.
Christ
You
here.
don't have to be a Christian for America to work for you, but America does not work without a faith-filled Judeo-Christian foundation. I would be the president that helps us restore faith in God, faith in each other, and faith in our future.
How?
Without that focus,
How?
none of the issues, the policies, matter.
What policies? Yeah, tell us.
A nation that is, in fact, the city on the hill that believes in each other enough for us to fight
Senator Scott,
for that
thank you.
future.
Senator Scott, thank you. We're going to turn now to the challenges facing the next commander-in-chief. You'll all be fielding questions first from me and the Republican Jewish Coalition, and then from Kristen and Hugh. So as we continue forward, the Israel-Hamas war is barely a month old. Tonight, Israeli troops are fighting inside Gaza City with over 200 hostages who remain captive there, and civilian casualties mount inside Gaza. As President of the United States, what would you be urging Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to do at this moment? Governor DeSantis.
I would be telling Bibi, finish the job once and for all with these butchers, Hamas. They're terrorists.
Oh, he just wants to drop a nuke on Gaza City. He's fine with that.
They would wipe every Jew off the globe.
Yep.
If they could.
He's fine with.
Cannot live
He's fine with the genocide, of course.
right by his country.
He's like,
The
yeah,
Hamas
yeah,
would release
let's
every
do it. I'm
hostage
sure
and
almost
nation
everyone up here
surrender. I'm
will
sick
be
of
that
hearing
way.
the media. I'm sick of hearing other people blame Israel just for defending itself. We will stand with Israel in word and in deed, in public and in private. And I can tell you, as governor, I actually did something about it. Biden's neglect has been atrocious. We had Floridians that were over there after the attack.
Oh,
They
man.
stranded. They couldn't get flights out. So I scrambled resources in Florida. I sent planes over to Israel, and I brought back over 700 people
Dude.
to safety. There could have been more hostages had we not acted. And I'll tell you this, I met the first plane load when I came to Florida.
So yeah, he's totally in on the chicanery of killing innocent Palestinians for absolutely fucking nothing. He's totally fine with it.
Was I said finish them. Finish them. And the reason is I worked on this every day when I was at the United Nations. And we have to remember that they have to, one, eliminate Hamas, two, support Israel with whatever they need whenever they need it, and three, make sure we
Again, like I said, they'll all probably go down this road.
Clear-eyed to know there would be no Hamas without Iran. There would be no Hezbollah without Iran.
There would be
not be the Houthis without Iran.
There would be no fucking whatever the fucking called. I'm getting drunk. It's getting tough now. Hasbro or whoever the fuck they are. There wouldn't be any of them without the fascist regime of Israel. So I don't know what the fuck you're getting at. It's a moot point, Nikki.
America needs Israel. They are the tip of the spear.
America does not need Israel.
Islamic terrorism, and we need to make sure that we have their backs in that process.
All right, thank you. Mr. Ramaswamy. Mr. Ramaswamy, any daylight between you and the
America's never properly needed Israel. We could have aligned ourselves with Egypt and been just as fine.
I would go one step further. The founding vision of
Probably.
Israel was based on the idea that they don't want to depend on anybody else's sympathy or direction in defending themselves. So what I would tell Bibi,
That's the thing, like, we don't need a direct influence, militarily speaking, on Israel, like, in using Israel. It's just, come on now, we have the fucking U.S. Navy. We've already got that in the fucking ocean.
non-establishment of the past. Corrupt
man.
politicians in both parties spent
Fuck.
millions, killed millions, made billions for themselves in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, fighting wars that sent thousands of our sons and daughters, people my age, to die in wars that did not advance anyone's interests, adding $7 trillion to our national debt. And Joe Biden sold off our foreign policy.
Joe Brandon.
Biden got a $5 million bribe from Ukraine. That's why we're sending $200 billion back to that same country. The fact of the matter is the Republican Party is not that much better.
Dude,
The likes of Nikki
it is
Haley
literally
stepped down from her
in a
time at
war
the UN.
with Russia.
Corrupt or in debt was her family. Then she becomes a military contractor. She joins the board of Boeing and otherwise, and is now a multi-millionaire. So
I'm eating this
that's why
up.
Republicans do
I love it when Ramaswamy just
That's the choice.
slams into them.
Do you want a leader from a different generation who's going to put this country first, Or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
All right,
In
Mr.
which case, we've got
Ramaswamy.
2 of them on stage
Mr.
tonight.
Ramaswamy, thank you. Senator,
2 of them.
Scott,
He's totally wearing them.
President, you're on the phone in the Oval Office with the Prime Minister. You tell him what?
Well, number one, I would tell Prime Minister Netanyahu, not only do you have the responsibility and the right to wipe
Yo, who watching?
off of the map,
Who watching?
we will support you. We will be there with you. We'll stand shoulder to
Who
shoulder.
watching?
There will be no daylight. But I would change the station
watching?
a little bit, though, and head back home to America. I would say to President Biden, diplomacy only is a weak strategy.
No one watching anymore.
Peace
That's awesome.
leads
That's
to
funny.
war. From President Obama to President Biden, Obama sent millions to Iran. Frankly, President Biden has sent billions to Iran. That is why I've said that there's blood dripping from the hands of President Obama and President Biden. I would tell President Biden with great clarity,
You could just make shit up.
40 plus attacks on military personnel in the Middle East, you have to
You can just
strike
go up on the stage and make
If
whatever
you wanna make a
whatever
difference, you
bullshit
cannot
up you
just
want.
continue to have strikes in Syria on warehouses. You actually have to cut off the head of the
Fuck.
snake, and the head of the snake is Iran and not simply their proxies. In order for us to have a powerful response from America, we have to be in a position of strength. As President of the United States, my
How
foreign
much
policy
strength
is
do you
simple.
fucking
You
want?
cannot negotiate with evil.
Do you want
have
to
to
double our military budget for this?
Thank you.
Probably.
Chris, I want to get you to weigh in here.
Look, Lester,
Take away
these
all the
problems are so
fucking
big and
protections
serious
for
that
kids
the
here in
first thing I
America
would
for
say
it.
to Prime Minister Netanyahu is pretty simple. America is here, no matter what it is you need at any time to preserve the state of Israel. Remember that Hamas's main goal is to get rid of Israel, is to get Israel absolutely off the map. Now, there are 3 things I think I would say to him when he asked for it.
And it's Israel's goal to get Palestine off the map by any means necessary.
Integrity of Israel. Secondly, to make sure you protect the security and the safety of your people. Every time something
Oh, God.
compromises either one of those things, it creates greater unrest in the entire region. Second, you must go in and make sure that Hamas can never do this again. The fact is that Israel and their intelligence community failed. They failed here, and they failed the people of the state of Israel. And so we need to work closely and better together to make sure.
Yo, Gary,
one,
where
that
my
they're
Glock?
divided, and 2, that we know everything that's going on inside the Gaza Strip when it's going on, so that something
Chris,
like this can't happen.
my brain
1,400
is
individuals.
going
And
nowhere
the
with
third
you.
thing is to keep your eye on the ball. Make sure that we continue to isolate Iran. Work with the reasonable nations in the Middle East, the other Arab nations who want to partner with you, and make sure that we continue to isolate Iran so that their only friends in the world are the part of the evil foursome: China, Russia, Iran, and North
Governor
Korea.
Christie, thank you very much. And we're going to continue in this vein right now with a question from Matthew Brooks, the CEO of the Republican Jewish Coalition, a partner of the Republican National Committee
Ah,
in this
fuck it.
debate.
Whatever.
Here it is.
Given attacks by Iranian-backed proxy groups on U.S. military bases in Syria and Iraq, attacks that have wounded approximately 24 of our U.S. servicemen, do you support the use of military force by the United States against Iran?
The
Governor
use of
Haley, would you
military
answer that?
force
Yes,
against
I'd
Iran.
first like to say they're 5-inch heels, and I don't wear them unless you can run in them.
5-inch heels.
I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition. What we need to be doing for Iraq and Syria is, first of all,
Dude,
the
they're
idea that our
heels.
men and women could be targeted.
You
And
mean
that we've allowed
ammunition?
Almost 100 hits to happen under Biden's watch is unthinkable.
Am I not
We
am I not getting something? I'm probably not getting something. Doesn't fucking matter.
We shouldn't be doing the tit for tat like what Joe Biden has done. We need to go and take out their infrastructure that they are using to make those strikes with so they can never do it again. Iran responds to strength. You punch them one and you punch them hard and they will back off. But what we don't need is Biden falling all over himself to get back in the Iran deal. Him giving $6 billion to get 5 hostages home. Him telling
Yeah, they Trump gutted the Iran deal, which was one of the only ways that we could have watched them and prevented them from developing nuclear technology. But now, without it, they just will. Which is what they're fine with. They're fine with another arms race. They want to have war with Iran. Like, that's what she's saying.
Launch another one of its limited airstrikes against targets in Iranian-linked facility. How far would you go militarily to hold Iran accountable?
It's only been 22 minutes.
Question, and I appreciate what you've done over the last month. I know it's been very difficult for the community, and appreciate you guys rallying together in difficult times. I actually served in Iraq back in the day, and we had Al-Qaeda in Iraq. You had Shia militias that were funded by Iran that were killing hundreds and hundreds of U.S. troops. And as Commander-in-Chief, I am not going to put our troops in harm's way unless you're willing to defend them with everything you have. Biden has them out there. They're sitting ducks. He's doing glancing blows. That's just inviting more attacks from the Iranians. I would say you harm a hair on the head of an American service member, and you are going to have hell to pay. We are not just going to sit there and let our service members be sitting ducks, and that's true whether it's Iran or whether it's any country on the world. We have to be strong, and we have to defend the people who defend us.
All right, thank you, Governor. Now our second...
By any means necessary.
Matthew Brooks of the Republican Jewish Coalition. Please watch.
Jewish students across the country are threatened and under attack. What do you say to Jewish students on college campuses who feel unsafe given the dramatic rise in anti-Semitism? And what do you say to university presidents and college presidents who have not met the moral clarity to forcefully condemn Hamas terrorism?
Mr. Ramaswamy, would you like to take that one?
Absolutely. I think the scourge of anti-Semitism across this country, including at places like my alma maters and places like Brooklyn Bridge in New York, it's sad to see, but here's what history teaches us.
But
anti-Semitism is a symptom of a deeper cancer in a country and a society that is lost, and we are lost. Several years ago, when I wrote my first book, Woke Inc., I was talking about
Woke Inc.
Death to white people, death to Christians. Nobody was waking up back then. Now it's even bad. Now they're saying death to Israel and worse. So it is wrong, but we have to get to the root cause here. Now, I think it's really important that we do this through leadership, not censorship. Leadership means fill that void with purpose and meaning. Dilute this wokeism and anti-Semitism to irrelevance. These kids, they have no idea.
So, nothing what he's really saying means too much. He's saying a fuck ton of buzzwords altogether. But what he's trying to get at here is, oh no, the left is supporting the Palestinians and we're going to strawman it as they all want Israelis dead. That's just what it is. That's all he's fear-mongering about right here.
Don't quash this with censorship because that creates a worse underbelly. We quell it through leadership by calling it out. These university administrators have lost their way, and we need leadership at the top.
Yeah, and he just wants to go after the universities for it.
Our founding values, and that
not just the universities, but
kind of anti-Semitic hate. That's where I stand while
the
respecting
specific
our Constitution.
Your time is out. Senator Scott, let me get you...
example.
Well, let me just say to every single university president in America, federal funding is a privilege, not a right. Number one. Number two, to every student who've come to our country on a visa to a college campus, your visa is a privilege, not a right. Number three, any campus that allows for anti-Semitism and hate, to allow students to encourage terrorism, mass murder, and genocide, you should...
That's what Israel's doing.
Today, period.
Oh, okay, use it against the ones promoting Israel then.
Or encouraging
but you won't.
Genocide. I would deport you from those campuses. We have to stand
I don't think anyone's supporting Jewish fucking genocide in the campuses, dude.
Jewish students.
And if they are fucking lunatics, but almost no one's doing that, man.
On our streets in New York, a Jewish citizen has the right to walk
Again, non-issues.
of America with no fear. They have the
Not
right
actually
to go to
focusing on issues that matter.
go to class and not fear. We will restore that. I started working on anti-Semitism on college campuses in 2017 because even then there was a rise of anti-Semitism on college campuses. We must force the people off those campuses and force
Thank you. Let me turn to Governor DeSantis. What do you think about what he just said?
I was the first presidential candidate to say, if you are here on a student visa as a foreign national, you're making common cause with Hamas, I'm canceling your visa and I'm sending you home. No questions asked. Second, I have friends here in Florida who their kids do not feel safe even going to university campus at all outside of the state of Florida. You have Jewish students fleeing for their lives at Cooper Union. Joe Biden should have the Department of
Joe Brandon. That's his name. Thank you very much.
Accountable for civil rights violations. When you should not have money going to these places. I already acted in Florida. We had a group, Students for Justice of Palestine. They said they are common cause with Hamas. They said we're not just in solidarity. This is what we are.
Oh, well, don't hit your mic like that, man. Like you hit your dick every night.
No way. And what is Biden doing? Not
Dude,
only
he's making it too easy.
Who are being persecuted, he is launching an initiative to combat
Yeah.
so-called Islamophobia.
Biden. Yeah, how dare he? How dare Biden make it easier for people of other faiths to feel comfortable? Yeah, how dare he? How dare he make people feel more comfortable? Fuck him. What a lunatic.
Palestinian American boy was killed in Illinois by his landlord. His mother was also stabbed more than a dozen times in what has been charged as a hate crime. What do you say to Muslim Americans who are also feeling afraid for their safety right now?
Lester, I'm the only one on the stage who's actually had experience in dealing with this. I was appointed by President Bush to be the U.S. Attorney in New Jersey on September 10th, 2001. And when I took over that job after the September 11th attacks, I had to deal with a situation in our state that was explosive. We're the most ethnically diverse state in this country. And so first, we heard credible reports about Jewish students and synagogues being threatened in our state in the aftermath of 9/11. We made sure that we sent federal agents to those synagogues and we protected them, and the same thing should be being done now. At the very same time, I personally went from mosque to mosque in New Jersey and met with the leaders of those mosques and with the members of the mosques. And I said to them, law enforcement is on your side to protect you, regardless of your religion, if you are going to comply with the law. And we developed fabulous relationships with Muslim Americans all across the state of New Jersey, and we stopped any hate crimes that were going on either against Jewish Americans in New Jersey.
I do not know to what extent this is true.
To know how to do this.
He's bringing up a very specific topic.
Never have a false
I'm not
moral
sure.
equivalence between Hamas and Hezbollah and the Jewish people.
Certainly sounds a lot better.
And justice, and Hamas and Hezbollah stand for death.
I'm being honest. Chris Christie is the most sound guy here.
Simply afraid right now in this current environment that we're talking about.
I think you look at the country, and the country is all out of sorts.
Oh,
I think, look at what
fuck.
these kids are dealing with on college campuses. What makes me so angry is not only do you have the kids barricaded
And right back to
in
the
library,
college
they
campuses.
said they were going to shoot up the kosher dining hall. You've got kids' dorm rooms who are being set on fire because they have something related to Israel on their doors. No person should ever
What?
feel in danger like this. And this is what I would say about our college presidents, is if the KKK were doing this, every college president
What?
would be up in arms. This
What?
is no different. You should treat it exactly the
Source?
same.
You have a source, please?
Just as all
I'm gonna need a source on this.
gotta make sure they're protected. And for everybody
This is a
who's
little extraordinary.
campuses in favor of Hamas, let me remind you something. Hamas said death to Israel and death to America. They
You know, this reminds me of a Christian man who once tried to set fire to the Satanic Temple in Salem, Massachusetts. But you didn't see everyone comparing him to the KKK, didn't you? No, she's just, again, more fingermongering. This bitch is just full of hate. Full of it.
Ambassador, thank you. Kristen.
Lester, thank you. This is another question for the entire field, so you will all get a chance to respond. But Senator Scott, I'd like to start with you. The United States has given Ukraine financial and military support since the war.
Financial? Stop saying it like that, you bitches. It's
the price will be higher
financial.
And Americans would be forced to, quote, send your sons and daughters to defend NATO countries. Senator Scott, where do you stand on more funding for Ukraine?
I certainly have been very supportive of Ukraine. I believe that ultimately we should make sure that the President of the United States states what is America's national vital interest in Ukraine. It is actually in degrading the Russian military. We've been very effective using our resources and our weaponry and the incredibly high
praise be
Ukrainian blood to achieve that objective.
Praise be
We get closer
to U.S. munitions.
Military, and that's good news. But the American people are frustrated that they do not have a president
Lockheed
who
Martin
reminds us and tells us where's the
Boeing
where
and
are those dollars? How are those dollars being spent? We need those answers for us to
stuff.
continue to see the support for Ukraine. And at the same time, I would say that a package that's been offered by the president for Ukraine and Israel, that's the wrong approach. We need to focus specifically on providing Israel with the $14 billion that they need so that we show the world that we are
They
100%
don't need it.
undeniably standing shoulder to shoulder with Israel. And then as we turn away from that direct support for Israel, we should go to our southern
Stand
border
shoulder
and
and shoulder with
use our
genocide.
the resources
Gotcha.
necessary. I believe that we have sleeper terrorist cells in America. Thousands of people have come from Yemen, Iran, Syria, and Iraq. If we are going to deal with a national security emergency at our border, we have to do it now.
Senator Scott, thank you. But just to be very clear, if you were president, if you were in the Oval Office today, would you sign off on more military funding for Ukraine, or would you discontinue it?
Bottom line is we have to first have the level of accountability that allows the American people to understand where the resources have gone. Number one. Number two, after we have that responsibility taken care of and accountability, then we have an opportunity to look at the overall strategy that helps us to grow the Russian military while we use our resources and, frankly, keeping our NATO partners safe from the Russian military is absolutely essential, as you understand.
This sounds like a yes without saying yes. Oh my god. What a non-answer. Of course, yeah, Vivek is like, what? This is just a non-answer. What are you talking about?
The Russian military. By doing so, we actually achieve the objective of
Dude, what are you doing?
home. And that's good news.
What are you...
Are you persuaded by President Zelensky's urgent new plea? Where do you stand on more funding?
I'm absolutely unpersuaded. And I'm actually enjoying watching the Ukraine Hawks quietly tiptoe back from their position as this thing has unwound into a disaster. The first half of this race, I was the only person
unwound into a disaster?
To being more cautious as they should. Level with the American people here. Ukraine is not a paragon of democracy. This is a country that has banned 11 opposition parties. It has consolidated all media into one state TV media arm. That's not democratic. It has threatened not to hold elections this year unless the U.S. forks over more money. That is not democratic. It has celebrated a Nazi in its ranks, the comedian in cargo pants, a man called Zelensky, doing it in their own ranks. That is not democratic.
Zelensky is not a Nazi. Vivek Ramaswamy. Shit.
In the Donbass, Luhansk, Donetsk.
Chill,
These are
no.
Russian-speaking regions that have not even been part of Ukraine.
He just called Zelensky a Nazi. Vivek, I don't care what the fuck you have to say about this anymore. You're categorically a fucking clown.
Taxpayer money to fund the banning of Christians. That is actually what's happening. They're using the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. They have banned them. The Ukrainian parliament just did this last week. Supported by our dollars. And I think you owe it to the American people, Nikki, to at least this one
Mr.
time at least
Ramaswamy,
condemn.
thank you. That's time.
At least to
Mr.
condemn
Ramaswamy,
their
thank
banning
you.
of Christians.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
or else
thank
we're
you.
talking out of both sides.
Mr. Ramaswamy, thank you. We asked the questions. Ambassador Haley,
Well, she deserves to
what
answer.
is your take on more funding for Ukraine?
I am telling you, Putin and President Xi are salivating at the thought that someone like that could become president. They would
Yeah.
love to
The
see
fact of the matter is she doesn't answer
So
the
this is
question.
what
Nikki's right about that.
Russia into China's hands because of the
Dude, mute his mic.
The ambassador has the floor.
Thank
Ambassador,
you. The
please.
first thing I'll tell you is we all remember what that thug did when he invaded Ukraine. We all know that 500,000 people have died because of Putin. And here is a freedom-loving, pro-American country that is fighting for its survival and its democracy. No, I don't think we should give them cash. I think we should give them the equipment and the ammunition to win. And I'll tell you, if Biden had done it when they first asked for it, this war would be over. But let's also remember this.
Maybe. That's a
When
big
we
if,
left
though.
Afghanistan in shambles and left them with a ton of weapons and money, it's not that we left, it's how we left. When you look at Ukraine, don't think for a second, now everybody wants to move away from Ukraine. They'll want to move away from Israel.
Even though we
a year
followed
from now.
Trump's
America
plan to get out.
cannot be so arrogant to think we don't need friends. After 9/11, we needed a lot of friends. Now is the time to get partnerships.
Fuck.
This unholy alliance
Meta
between
beer.
Russia, Ukraine, and China is real. There is a reason the
Shit.
Taiwanese want us to support the Ukrainians. It's because they know that China's coming after them next. There is a reason Ukrainians want us to support Israelis, because they know that if Iran wins, Russia wins. We have to see the combination of the three.
Ambassador, thank you. Governor Christie, what is your take? And how
Yeah,
should
governor.
be expected to help fund the war in Ukraine?
Governor.
Kirsten, let's remember the last time that we turned our back on a shooting war in Europe. It bought us just a couple of years. And then 500,000 Americans were killed in Europe to defeat Hitler. This is not a choice. This is the price we pay for being the leaders of the free world. And the fact is, this alliance is not just with Russia and China. Governor Haley knows this. Iran is in the middle of this as well, and so is North Korea. And they are all working to support Russia right now. And the reason they're doing it is because dictators work together. People who believe in democracy.
Sometimes.
work together. We must
Depends.
stand,
Depends
all
what their
those
interests are.
Standing up for democracy and freedom in this world. And by the way, let's remind everybody of this. In 1992, this country made a promise to Ukraine.
I would say that's
We
mostly
said,
true.
if you return nuclear missiles that were part of the old Soviet Union to Russia, and they invade you, we will protect you. An American promise that's 31 years old is no different than an American promise that's made tonight on this stage. We need to stand by it. And those of us who forget history are doomed to repeat it. And
I'd like to respond.
And the
Fuck you, dude. No, you've said enough.
giving in to dictators, which is being suggested on this stage, just shows the immaturity of the approach.
I'd like to
Governor
respond.
Fuck.
Christie, Governor DeSantis, I'd like you to weigh in on this.
Yeah, it's
idea.
DeSantis'
Are you
turn.
concerned that this could become a wider war if
Fuck.
Putin
I'm
doesn't
about to
stop
take another
Well, any
shot
suggestion
soon.
by Zelensky or anyone else that
Time
we
is
should
it?
that we're gonna
8:40?
eventually have U.S.
That's
troops
not
there, I
bad.
can tell the American people, when I'm president, that will not happen. We are not going to send your sons and daughters to Ukraine. I am going to send troops to our southern border. If you look at the threats that we face, terrorists have come in through our southern border. I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to have the military, and I'm going to deport the people who've come, particularly under Biden, who've come from the Middle
Yeah,
East.
he just wants to turn the southern border into a war zone. He's like,
60
no, I don't want to
Ukraine, including some
send men to die there. I want to send men to
bureaucrats and
kill
salaries. That is a
however
totally
many thousands of
ridiculous
people
use
in
of
the southern
American
border.
tax dollars. He says he has money for border to try to do, and the media repeat that. When you look at it, what most of the money is money to process more illegal aliens into this country. How is that solving the problem? That's making the problem worse. And what does he do for the Indo-Pacific? A pittance. That is the top threat that we face. We need to bring this war to an end. We need the Europeans to step up and do their fair share. And we need to get serious about the top threat that this country faces, which is the Chinese Communist Party.
So if I may
Thank you,
respond
Governor.
to the Ukraine
Q.
question.
It's a non-answer.
We're going to go from the hot wars in Ukraine and Gaza and Israel to what many people are calling the new Cold War with China. And I remind the audience that it's important for our visitors at home to be able to hear you, and especially for the people in Beijing to hear you. Many Republicans believe that the Chinese Communist Party and General Secretary Xi is an existential threat to the United States. The flashpoint is Taiwan. For decades and decades, the American military, but primarily the United States Navy,
South China Sea,
deterred an attack from China to the island state of Taiwan. But Ronald Reagan's Navy of 600 ships is gone. Now, the question to you is, and I'll start with you, Ambassador Haley, because you were in President Trump's cabinet. His goal was a 355-ship Navy. That's what he pushed for. He got to 300. It's now at 291. Is that big enough to deter and, if necessary, defeat an invasion of Taiwan?
China has the largest naval fleet in the world. They have 350 ships. They'll have 400 ships in 2 years. We won't even have 350 ships in 2 decades. China has built up their military. It's not just land, air, and sea.
Yeah, I don't know about that. 2 decades. The U.S. can build a fuck ton of ships in a short amount of time, trust me.
The first thing is, you go and you make sure you have the backs of Ukraine. That's why the Taiwanese want us to support
I know
Ukraine,
the U.S. industrial capacity for war.
China. The second thing is, we go to China and we start being tough on them. No more sales of...
It's just as great as in World War II. Of course, more. No, there is no discussion here. The U.S. has more resources and toys of war than anyone else can muster. Period. In a direct fight, China doesn't win this. China doesn't necessarily want to win this in a direct way. They want to slowly pressure, keep slowly pressuring until they think that there's an event horizon where they are capable of taking the initiative. Yeah, I muted Haley there because it's fucking insane. I gotta blow my nose.
And what would you build if you were going to build more?
Not enough. We have to have the ability to back up a strategy of denial of President Xi's ambitions. And if China is able to be the world's leading superpower, that will affect you and your family in ways that are going to be very bad. They will export authoritarianism all around the world as the cost of doing business. They will impose things like social credit scores and internet monitoring. So this is, to this generation, what the Soviet Union was to the post-World War II generation. I've already released a plan. We're going to get to 355 ships at the end of the first term, 385 ships at the end of the second term, but we're going to have a path to 600 ships over the next 20 years. I think the future of freedom is going to be determined in the Indo-Pacific. We have a strategy not just military, but decoupling from the economy and fighting them.
Sort of been decided there before.
Ambassador Haley said somehow I wasn't doing. She welcomed them into South Carolina, gave them land,
of course,
military base.
Landscape of warfare is different than then.
A love letter saying what a great friend they were.
The age of the aircraft carrier
to do economic development.
is kind of over.
Ban China from buying land in this state, and we kicked out on our universities, and we kicked the Confucius Institutes out of our universities. We've recognized the threat, and we've acted swiftly and decisively.
Senator Scott, you've been in the Congress since 2011. Defense spending has fallen over that entire period of time. Where are we going to get the money, and what would you build, and what kind of ships to deter China from attacking Taiwan?
Well, 2 major problems with the question. Number one, we do not have currently a defense industrial bank to allow us to have the kind of production that we need in order to keep America safe. Frankly, if we are not prepared to fight and engage in 3 continents at the same time, think about where we are today. In the Middle East, we are in
How many do you want? Like all fucking 7? There's 7 continents, right?
We've seen our resources and our weaponry help degrade the Russian military. The Indo-Pacific, we have real
maybe
challenges.
8 or 6. I'm too drunk for this.
China. Immediate threat is our southern border. In order for us to have the military to fight 3 different continents at the exact same time, we are going to have to invest heavily in our military, but we're also going to have to invest heavily in an industrial base so that we can hit our objectives from a military perspective, not only with our ships, but also with our planes.
That's what he's getting at. He's like, you're gonna need to switch parts of the economy over to war economy.
Invest. One of the things I do in my Made in America strategy is we create more than 4 million new jobs by having high-tech manufacturing come back to America, decoupling from China, so that we focus our attention on creating that industrial revolution that will be necessary for us to achieve the goal of having a military that is ready to be lethal and come home safe.
Thank you, Senator. Mr. Ramaswamy, I'm looking for specifics. What would you build? Where would you build it? When would they be in the water? How big would the fleet get?
First answer is end the toxic divest to invest program. For people who don't know about that, we're decommissioning ships in the South China Sea. The foundation of war is economics. Rebuild our defense industrial base at home. But here's the dirty little secret. Our actual defense industrial base depends on China for the supply chain, for the F-35 jets, for the ships that we're building. Think about this. Why are we stockpiling that if it isn't to actually be strong against our enemy, China? We depend on
I don't know
them
if
for that,
he's,
just like we depend on them
if
for
what he's
weapons,
saying is
just like we
definite.
depend on them for
Probably not.
semiconductors. So here's why we can't get tough with China. It's because
Here's
we
another
depend
shot.
on them for our modern way of life, and we have to
Ooh.
declare economic independence from our enemy. That's the Declaration of Independence that Thomas Jefferson, at the age of 33, would have signed. And today, if he were alive, that's the Declaration of Independence that I will sign as the next president. I do have to recognize that Ron DeSantis was correct about acknowledging Nikki Haley's tough talk when she was ambassador to the UN, calling China our great friend, bringing the CCP to South Carolina. What he left out, though, Ron, and be honest about it,
Notice, he's not gripping it. Everyone else is.
there was a lot
But now
of
he is.
exemption to that bill that allowed to buy land within a 20-mile radius of a military base lobbied for by one of your donors. So I think we have to call a spade a spade. We need politicians who are independent of the forces that increase our dependence on China. My message
Oh, fuck.
is this. You are done buying land in this country. You will not donate to universities in this country. U.S. businesses won't expand into the Chinese market until you play by the same set of rules.
Ramaswamy,
You're kicked out of the
quick
WTO, and you actually have to have accountability for the COVID-19 pandemic.
Ramaswamy, you don't have a leg to stand on.
We have to hold them accountable.
Do you have a number and a plan?
I think that we need to increase our naval capacity by at least 20% over the course of the next several years. I think we have to, at minimum, be able to meet our AUKUS agreement standards. Right now, we are at risk of not even being able to meet our AUKUS standards with Australia and the UK. So what we need to do is have a plan that reverses the trajectory of the divest to invest program
Hugh, I'd like to
by
respond.
20% over the next 3 years.
Governor Christie?
You know, my first observation, Hugh, is that nobody answers your question. And my second
I was gonna say, DeSantis is...
I know China is the enemy, and that's what we should be focused on. So let's
DeSantis is in the lead with Hallie,
submarines in this United States Navy
with Hallie at 9%.
To Chinese
And then
aggression.
Ramaswamy.
To increase American naval power. Our nuclear submarines are able to move stealthily, quietly,
Is that like,
effectively, and if we
you
are going
know,
to deter China from invading Taiwan, the only way we're
5.2.
going to do it
So-
is to make sure that they don't know.
DeSantis is still the front leading guy compared to Trump. Trump is, according to 538, is still leading at 56.5%. So here's the thing. At the end of the day, this Republican presidential debate is all just smoke and mirrors. And it only matters in the outcome where Trump is just totally destroyed legally, which there is a possibility of not happening. So, but most likely he's going to face serious legal repercussions, Trump. So this kind of debate actually does matter. The Republican caucus might actually decide on something else to go with entirely. Oh, it looks like there's a break. Fuck whatever they're saying. So Oops. Yeah, it only shows when it's there. Okay, yeah, I'm just double checking how the thing functions. So, oof, it was cut off the whole time. That's hilarious. Here, I'd have to put it right there. Then it would work? Nope. There it goes. Alright, well now we got it fixed. That's fucking hilarious. Well, we can watch the rest of it in a regular way now. When's this supposed to end? I wonder. I'm gonna check. God, I'm so drunk. A 2-hour debate. Fuck. Got a whole nother hour of this. That's okay. I'm in for the long run. We'll do it. We'll do it good. I'm drunk. I don't know how much longer I can do this though. Like after what's going on, you know? So like, how's everyone who's not watching this doing? Are they doing all right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Ugh. This will be fun to watch going back. I wonder what regular sober Justin will think of this. I'm sure he'll think, well, damn, he's fucking slow. Check the check AP News, NPR. Hold on. I might be back. I think it's back. And we're back.
And welcome back to tonight's NBC News Republican presidential debate. Once again, here's Hugh Hewitt.
Thank you, Lester. We're going to stay on.
Look at this glass table. I've seen this kind of structure before in glass tables. Anyways.
On China, and we're going to talk specifically on TikTok following the flooding of pro-Hamas propaganda onto TikTok accounts across the United States.
TikTok, wick wack. I'm fucking blasted at this point.
Adversary, one used to push propaganda and divide America. It's spyware.
Gotta drink more.
Surveillance. Governor Christie, do you agree with Chairman Gallagher? And if so, would you ban or force the sale of TikTok?
I agree 100% with Chairman Gallagher, and let me say this.
Hell yeah, get rid of that cringe TikTok. All those good memes and bad memes shall be gone. I wonder how long it'll take for Chris Christie to finally get in office to enact this fucking religiously ordained legislation. Fuck, I'm really drunk.
Administration. He talked tough.
Cheers, mate.
I heard him do it many times, but when it came down to it, He did not ban them when he
Oh,
could have
fuck.
and should have. And now since then, we've had an additional nearly 6 years of this type of poison being put out throughout the United States, even putting aside the spying, which we know is going on, and the theft of American personal.
Don't drink poison, aka don't drink whatever the fuck I'm drinking.
We would ban TikTok. They want to go ahead and sell it? Let them go ahead and sell it. But I'll tell you another reason we would do it. Facebook's not in China. X is not in China.
It could be.
They're not
It could be.
free flow of information.
You know,
to the
oh fuck, I
Chinese
just
people
spilled water all over
and
me.
our social media companies.
I'm good, it wasn't
We
much.
just open the door
You
and
know,
let them do what they're doing. TikTok should.
If Facebook expanded into fucking China land, same thing with X, they'd actually make some money for a change.
China allowed American apps to operate in China.
Yes, I think that China's the top threat we face. They've been very effective at infiltrating.
Water's
different
good
parts of
when
our
you drink
society.
alcohol.
So my policy on China and the Chinese Communist Party is very simple. We win, they lose. And in order to do that,
We
it's not
win,
just military,
they
it's
come.
economic, it's cultural. And as the dad of a 6'5" and a 3-year-old,
They're like, oh my god, the US just beat us.
data
Ah!
that they're getting from our young people and what they're doing to pollute the minds
Yeah,
of our young
they're
people.
polluting
These kids
all
get
of
these
us.
devices and they
You
have
see
a mind
me?
of their own, and I know a lot of
I
parents
am
are
young
looking,
people.
It's hard to even keep it out. China's obviously the
TikTok
most
is polluting my
extreme.
mind.
This is
I've
happening
never
in other things.
installed
So
TikTok,
we
by
are
the
gonna
way.
do that, and we are going to make sure to protect the American people. It's a full spectrum approach to be able to fend China off. Yes, military deterrence. Yes, economic decoupling, but also their role in our culture. If we don't,
I don't think-
that, we're not going to be able to win the
I don't think total economic decoupling is a good idea with China. Globalization with China, intermingling them with our economy is a good idea.
Let me respond.
Keeps
So
them
let's
from
first talk
fucking
about
with us
the
too
fact
much
that
because
they wanna talk
if
about
they
the
fuck with us,
Chinese
they lose a lot of economic
from 10
deals,
years
of
ago.
course.
Yes, I brought a fiberglass company 10 years ago to South Carolina, but Ron,
Same
you
thing with
are the
us, but
chair of your
we're the
Economic
United States. We can
Development
always
Agency that
change
as
pretty
of
quickly.
last week
We've done it before, we
said
can do it again.
Florida is the ideal place for Chinese businesses. Not only that, you have a company
Look at him, he's a
that is
goober.
manufacturer of Chinese
Big
military
goober
planes.
face.
You have it. They are expanding 2 training sites.
He's
at 2 of
such
your
a
airports
goober.
now,
Look at
one of
him.
which is
He's a goober.
then you have another company that's expanding, and they
Nala.
are designated by the Department of Homeland Security.
You
So
gotta calm
mine
down.
was 10 years ago.
She's growling at someone outside the window.
What's your story?
And I abolished that agency that she's talking about.
No,
Enterprise Florida.
You might not be able to see her on the camera.
Of course, we banned
You definitely can't see her on the camera.
not exactly as
Just by the window.
if you're banning them from purchasing land.
Yes.
Thank you,
Keep talking over each other.
We've talked about this. You campaign on TikTok. How do you get TikTok banned if you
Yeah,
use
you campaign on it.
I want to laugh at why Nikki Haley didn't answer your question, which is about looking at families in the eye. In the last debate, she made fun of me for actually joining TikTok while her own daughter was actually using the app for a long time. So you might want to take care of your family.
Yo! Sick bird, yo. I'm using the Chinese spying app, but so is your daughter.
To say that we're just going to ban one app. We got to go further. We have to ban any
Oh, hey, you
US
got up.
company actually transferring U.S. data to the Chinese. Here's a story most people don't know. Airbnb.
This is a dog.
U.S. user data to the CCP.
No one's ever seen one before.
So this is the problem.
Fuck.
Republicans that
No one's.
go the way the winds blow.
No one's ever. Shut the fuck up. No one's ever seen a dog before. I'd like to present first photographic evidence of a dog. That's you. She's so cute. You're so cute. Mm-hmm. You're so cute. Oh, it's okay. I'm here to pet you. You're fine. I got you. Back to politics.
Ambassador Haley?
More Republicans will join it. but stop U.S. companies from turning over data to Chinese companies. That's the real
Moderators
answer,
like
not the virtue
Kristen
signal.
don't get to respond to personal attacks, but you do.
Thank you very much. You know, when he talks about me praising China, he doesn't know the fact that the reason China was praised was because I negotiated with China and Russia the largest set of sanctions against North
China.
Korea in a generation. That is literally the reason North Korea stopped testing ballistic missiles. So I said China
She's
did
good.
good on their part. That was a
You said they
negotiation
were
you
a great
could
friend,
never
is
do.
what you said, Nikki. Those are your words, not mine. And so just own up to it.
You would
They're
never
a great
choose
friend.
negotiation done
The best friends.
against China.
China? China, China?
Every day I
Fuck.
fought China.
Nala, we got hair all over my keyboard.
Any agency heads in UN. I did it by making sure that we called them out on human rights. I did it by making sure that we held them accountable on everything that they did. That's the reason we got out of the Human Rights Council. That's the reason we called them out. And there's not been a day I haven't stopped.
Yes, it is a great thing to be out of the Human Rights Council. As the United States.
We should. I appreciate y'all.
Fucking shit, man.
Wonderful answer. Love this. Now, question. What we should do is ban TikTok, period. Now, we saw under former
Yes, finally a candidate we can get behind.
but was struck down by our federal court.
Strike down the unbased TikTok.
Chinese presence on the app, period. We also should provide, in my Parents' Bill of Rights, we give parents the opportunity.
Parents'
to
Bill
give
of
their
Rights.
Kids permission under 14 to be on those apps. I think it's incredibly important for us as Americans to take back
You need
control of the information.
parental permission to be on that kind of
Where
shit.
does it go? We
That's
should
fucking
know
stupid.
that.
I do.
One of the ways that we get to know
Gotta say that.
is by having a parental consent. But if we
I
can
was on Facebook when I was like 10 or 11.
first step. But it's not just TikTok. China continues
I was on
spy
YouTube.
our kids, but they're
I
also
was on
spying
YouTube in
our
2007.
several times.
2006 and 2007 when it was like brand new. And sure as shit, I saw things that I shouldn't have seen. But that's the reality of fucking life, dumbass.
We stop that day
Sometimes
one
you see
and
shit that
start
you're not supposed to
making
see.
sure That we create six-figure income for jobs made in America through my strategy.
Kristen.
Hugh, thank you so much. We're now going to
Fuck, I gotta piss. They just took an ad break. I should have done it then.
Many Venezuelan immigrants are settling right here in Florida. Former President Trump and President Biden have taken
I'll stick around as long as I can.
Maduro's regime with little result. Former President Trump put economic pressure on Venezuela and backed one of Maduro's
Trump?
rivals. President Biden temporarily eased sanctions
More
to
like
encourage electoral.
Stumpf.
DeSantis, do you see the political situation in Venezuela as a threat to the United States, and what would your approach?
You don't like capitalism, yet you exist. iPhone, Venezuela, bottom text. 100 million dead.
We're going to create jobs. We're going to lower energy costs, but we're also going to be more energy independent and secure. We'll choose Midland over Moscow. We'll choose the Marcellus over the Mullahs, and we'll choose Bakken over Beijing. That is good.
He means
for
Baku.
America's national security. Biden's Green New Deal.
I want
is good for
Baku
Venezuela,
over
it's good for
Beijing.
Russia, it's good for Iran,
Baku
and it's
got
good for China.
all that
So I would turn
oil.
the screws on the Venezuelan
Baku
regime. I think it's a
got
corrupt,
all them
dictatorial regime.
hoes.
Never go hat in hand begging for oil from them.
Just to be clear,
Go to
would you
Baku then.
sanctions?
Fucking.
Yes, absolutely.
Ambassador Haley, what would your approach be?
You know, I stood on the Simon Boulevard Bridge and watched thousands of
Where the fuck is
Venezuelans
that?
cross for hours in the hot sun, holding their babies to get to.
Oh,
one
probably
mile
on the
that
southern border.
day, going from
Something like that.
Venezuela to Colombia. They were fleeing socialism and begging for freedom. We need to make sure that we do everything we can to.
They were fleeing persecution, not socialism.
Temporary priority status, which is just going to have more.
Also, they were fleeing the effects of American imperialism across that region.
was true. He opposed it before Florida voters even voted on it. He was praised by the Sierra Club, and you're trying to make up for it and act like you weren't a liberal when it comes to the
Gotta stand like a good boy.
You always have been. Just own it. If that's the case, but don't keep saying you're something that you're not.
Let me respond to
Dude,
that.
DeSantis is so fucking weak, I swear.
Energy plan, you can't get the shale without fracking. We are absolutely going to frack, but I disagree with Nikki Haley. I don't think it's a good.
Yo, we gonna frack. Like, she told me, and we're totally gonna frack later.
Thank you. Let's turn to one of the
Look at his smile. He looks so.
Go to all of you. An Iowa voter recently told NBC News, "How am I going to make sure?"
He's trying so hard
breaking the bank.
to be the new guy.
Rising prices is to cut government spending. But that would take time to play out, and Americans are struggling right now. Senator Scott, I'll start with
Sure
you.
as fuck
What
are.
would you do the moment you take office to help Americans manage the cost of living? So we're talking about short term here.
My mother was a single mother who raised me and my
Short
brother
term
in
on
a
the
very
berm.
challenging economic situation.
Gotta meet
The
that
first
fern.
thing I can tell you is that when your gas prices are 40% higher right now than they were just a little over 2 years ago, that's not a problem for my mom.
2 years ago was 2021. 2021 around 20.
Keystone pipeline and start seeing resources flow. Second thing I would do is make sure that there's certainty and predictability.
It's roughly correct, I think. At least compared to gas prices around here. Here in central Indiana, it's about like anywhere from in between like 3.2 to $3.45 right now. Somewhere around there. Depends on what you get, of course. So. You know, fuck all these cunts. I'm gonna go take a piss. I'll be back within like probably a minute. Give me 1 minute. Fuck these guys. Oh, why'd that one guy gotta leave?
No, there's going to be a greater surplus. When you allow for those who have leases to actually start drilling, to start using those leases for more energy excavation, you put our economy in the strongest position. And as a result of that, prices start going down. That is the kind of economy that, as President of the United States, I would lead this nation to making sure that we first use the resources in our own country and not going outside of our country in order to achieve our objective. You know, Proverbs 22:7 reminds us that the borrower is slave to the lender.
The Bible
We have become an
says
indentured
thing.
servant too often to countries
I'm gonna
like
cherry
China.
pick this
By
one
having an
thing.
energy economy, we
Tell
start
you.
allowing this
You need to listen to
nation
me.
to once again return.
Senator,
as a
thank you.
city
Let me
on the hill.
ask the same question to Governor DeSantis. Can you give us some, you ticked off a number of things a moment ago, but some specific examples of ways that would put people on a better economic footing right away?
So I started off working minimum wage jobs. I did $6 an hour as an electrician's assistant. I worked all kinds of things to be able to get through school. And I did that because I believed in America, if you work hard and get the most out of your God-given ability, you can get ahead. And what's happening now,
Wouldn't shock me if he
you
did
are
start
working
that
hard
way,
and you're
but,
falling further and further behind. I've met people in Iowa, New Hampshire, and all across the country who've talked about all the burdens that they're facing.
You've
with
done
the rising
terrible
prices.
things with
And
your
I've heard
power.
from multiple people the same story. When they go grocery shopping, what they now do is they figure out what they have to take out of the cart once it's ringing up, because it rings up so much faster and so much higher at the cash register that they can't afford the full cart of groceries anymore. We have to restore the American dream in this country. What can you do on day one? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take all the executive orders, the regulations, everything involving Bidenomics. I'm going to rip it up, and I'm going to throw it in the trash can.
Bidenomics.
That is going to give the economy breathing room, and I'm also going to rein in the Federal Reserve. They have helped create, with their reckless monetary policy, what we have faced since the COVID-19 pandemic. They botched it. Congress botched it. Both parties are to blame. Fed should focus on stable prices. They are not an economic central planner for the American people.
Governor, thank you. Mr. Ramaswamy, weigh in on this. Ways that you can improve people's financial condition in the short term.
Right, and as a CEO, the economic question is core to my vision and policy prescription for this country. Increase the supply of everything. It's the law of supplies and demand.
Supply and demand. It's all the economics that I know as a Republican because I never looked into it more than that.
Of labor in this country. Stop using our taxpayer money to pay people more to stay at home instead of to go to
I'm not ready for another shot.
Increase the supply of housing.
I know my limit.
About this one in the Republican Party. The land use restrictions are constricting the supply of housing. That's making housing more expensive for ordinary Americans across the country. So that's the true answer. And I think it takes a CEO in the White House who actually understands.
Can't believe I'm doing this shit.
This done because Americans at home, they know the Bidenomics is a lie. Prices are going up. Interest rates and mortgages to buy your home are going up, but wages have remained flat. That's the hard diagnosis for our economy.
That is true. Wages have generally remained flat.
I'm 38 years old. I'm the youngest person ever to run for U.S. president as a Republican. The reason my generation has lost our sense of national pride, in part.
How old did you say he was?
I'm 38 years old, and the American dream isn't available to them. And part of the reason why is
he's an old, like, millennial, real young Gen X around there-ish.
More proud of a country
in between.
We're all making more money in that country.
Sort
this
of.
is how we revive national pride and our identity, and it will take a CEO in the White House with zero-based budgeting, by the way, to take on the federal debt to get this job done.
Let me turn to Governor Christie on that.
Well, look, Lester, part of the entire premise of the question.
Yo, in case you forgot, this is fucking NBC News.
Absolutely, energy is the key to this because it drives every one of those other prices. You know, now food gets to your grocery store, it gets trucked. And those truckers have to pay for fuel, for the higher fuel prices. And when you go ahead and you tell people, we are going to unleash every bit of American energy, every bit of its potential, what happens in the futures markets? The prices go down because those people who are believing that the Biden program will continue are the ones who are bidding this up. And let me tell you the other
Biden! Brandon! How dare Brandon do anything against the will of him, the one, the only Ronald Reagan and his Reaganomics. Because we know that those work. Fucking bastards.
Response to is putting more money in their pockets. When they have an American
God damn, I gotta shit now.
Israel must be defended not with humanitarian.
Fuck you guys. I'm taking a shit. I'm gonna do whatever I want. Taking my phone. thought I had to poop. I guess I didn't. I'm a little lost.
Ambassador, thank you very much. Kristen.
Americans could see their Social Security benefits drastically cut in the next decade because the program is running out of money. Former President Trump has said, quote, under no circumstances should Republicans cut entitlements. Governor Christie, first to you. You have proposed raising the retirement age for younger Americans. What would that age be specifically, and would you consider making any other reforms to Social Security?
Sure, and we have to deal with this problem. Now, look, if we raise the retirement age a few years for folks that are in their 30s and 40s, I have a son who's in the audience tonight who's 30 years old. If he can't adjust to a few-year increase in Social Security retirement age over the next 40 years, I got bigger problems with him than his Social Security payments. And the fact is, we need to be realistic about this. There are only three things that go into determining whether Social Security can be solvent or not: retirement age, eligibility for the program.
Yeah, but this hurts people who are closer to that age, of course. And
but on eligibility also.
In the short term, that is. In the long term, this is going to hurt so many young people because it's just piling on to the fact that even more young people won't be able to afford a retirement in come years from now, with things looking how they are now. I'll say that.
Fortunately, my life ever had me or my family on food stamps, but I'm glad it's there so that no one in this country goes to bed hungry at night if they have availability to that program. But I don't get a direct benefit. The fact is, on Social Security, remember why it was established. It was established as a safety net program to make sure that no one would grow old in this country in poverty. That's what we got to get back to. Rich people should not be collecting Social Security.
Governor, can you give me a specific age? 69, 70? What would the age be?
No, look, that's going to be a part of a negotiation with Congress, Kirsten. And hell, I'm not going to start negotiating until I get there.
All right, Ambassador Haley, let me have you weigh in on this.
Fair enough answer, I guess. Yeah, that's something to negotiate with Congress, I suppose.
Would be specifically, and what other reforms are you looking at?
So first of all, any candidate that tells you
What he would want specifically is what she was asking about, though. So she won't. She probably won't say.
Right now, you have Ron and Trump joining Biden and Pelosi, saying they're not going to change or do any sort of entitlement reform.
Do I drink the next shot? That is the question.
But for like my kids in their 20s,
do I drink the next shot? Probably not.
Instead of cost of living
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna do it.
We should go to increases based on inflation. We should limit benefits on the wealthy. Bernie Marcus can tell you he hates getting that check. Limit the benefits on the wealthy, and then expand Medicare Advantage plans. Seniors love that, and let's make sure we do that so that they can have more competition. That's how we'll deal with entitlement reform, and that's how we'll start to pay down this debt.
And can you give me a specific age? Have you determined the age?
Again, you have to work with Chris. What I can tell you is it's going to be those in their 20s just coming into the system, and it should reflect more of life expectancy. It doesn't do that now.
All right, Mr. Ramaswamy, have you determined if you would touch entitlements and Social Security?
Let's touch on that. It should reflect on life expectancy. Well, life expectancy here in the U.S. is only about like 75-ish to maybe 77 years old. Around there. That's only about 2 years, give or take. So, that's like a total of 10 years because the age of retirement here in the U.S. is about 65 years of age. So, that's only 10 years. And by that point, you're already old-ish. Some people in their 60s are definitely better than others. And then some are like basically in their 80s when they're in their 60s. Depending on what kind of jobs they worked, what kind of stress levels they experienced, what kind of other bullshit might have affected them, of course. So, the concept of raising the retirement age with the current boons of economic exploitation that capitalism is sicking on the U.S. economy shows to me, at least, that raising the retirement age is bullshit. It's just economic bullshit made up by the Republican Party to cause more suffering. There's nothing to it.
About $750 billion on Medicare, about $300 billion on Medicaid, about $400 billion on veterans benefits, $1.7 trillion on annual appropriations. If we're going to actually tame this tiger, the way you do it is not by picking on seniors who have
Oh God, I just did another shot. I wonder what that'll do to me.
Coming back out to them. The way you deal with it is number one.
Yo, we got another viewer back. What's up? You're more than welcome to, you know, type in the chat, whatever the fuck, or just be a lurker if you want. It's fine. Don't care. Well, I mean, I care, but I don't care. You know what I mean?
When we cut taxes in 2017, I wrote the Tax Cuts and Jobs.
Oh, now there's 3. What?
Guess
What
what?
the fuck is happening?
Revenue will go down. Well, in 2018, after we wrote it in 2017, what happened? Revenue went up by 3%, and the next year it went up by another 3%.
What's he on about? I'm too drunk for this.
The Laffer curve still works, but the lower the tax, the higher the revenue. And finally, if we're going to deal with it, we have to take
The lower the tax, the higher the revenue.
back to pre-2020,
What's he on about?
pre-COVID levels of spending, which would save us about $500 billion in the next budget window.
I swear, sometimes this guy is just incoherent.
And our mandatory spending.
He is always pushing the faith-based thing, so, you know.
All you have to do is go to a farm in
Are.
Iowa
They all left.
and watch the hard work and the dedication.
Yes
You
or
and
no,
I
though,
having
Senator?
a conversation.
Yes or
the
no,
answer
though?
is no, but listen to this though, before you go on. Thank you. The fact of the matter is that the more physical your labor, a year or 2 or 3 more is actually challenging to the physical body. You and I.
He's
might
right
have
about
different
this.
perspectives, but for those farmers, they're working night and day.
Thank you, Senator. I appreciate it. Governor DeSantis, finally to you, would you be open to raising the retirement age, and how would you keep Social Security sustainable?
Well, look, as governor of Florida, I know a few people on Social Security, and I know it's important. My grandmother lived till 91, and Social Security was her sole source of income, and that's true for a lot of seniors throughout this country. So what I'd say to seniors in America, promise made, promise kept. I understand what you're going through with the rising prices, and you need that Social Security check. So we'll make sure to get that done. What can you do to help shore up Social Security? One of the things that's causing problems is the inflation. We have to reduce inflation. When you have higher inflation, the seniors get a cost of living.
How are you going to do that, Ron?
Spending more, but it doesn't cover the increase in the actual inflation rate. We also do need to get to at least 3% growth. You're never going to be able to have.
How are you going to do that, Ron?
The budget without that. But I would note this. Congress for decades took money from Social Security. Social Security would have more tax revenue than it put out.
Yeah, and it was mainly driven by Republicans. Ron.
Congress has a lot of dirty hands on this. I'm going to force Congress to stop spending so much money. And you know, one thing we have to do, we talk about the retirement age, is just something that's changed in the last 4 or 5 years. Life expectancy in the United States is declining.
So, Governor,
in this
yes
country.
or no? Would you raise it? Would you raise the retirement age?
When life expectancy is declining, I don't see how you could raise it the other direction. So it's one thing to peg it on life expectancy, but we have had a significant decline in life expectancy in this country, and that's just the fact.
All right, Governor DeSantis, thank you. Thank you, candidates, and we will be right back.
Thank God there's a break. Woo! Okay. Well, I'm a little fucked, so. Fact check. Did DeSantis evacuate people out of Israel? Did he? Half true. Okay, yeah, I'll show this. Half true. So yeah, DeSantis was about 46 minutes ago. Yeah, was talking about getting Americans evacuated out of Israel. Quote: Biden's neglect has been atrocious, DeSantis said. he left them stranded. They couldn't get flights out, so I scrambled resources in Florida and sent planes over to bring back over 700 people to safety. This is half true. Following the attack, flights from Israel to the U.S. were scarce, with prices reportedly as high as $25,000. And some Americans in Israel at the time posted to social media that they were stranded. On October 12th, DeSantis signed an executive order that allowed the Florida Division of Emergency Management to pay for Americans in Israel to fly back to the U.S. The flights, however, were organized by oh man, I'm drunk. By Tampa-based Project Dynamo, which specializes in rescuing Americans in distress. DeSantis' primary role was to fund the flights, not organize them. Okay, yeah. Nearly 700 people, not more than 700 people, were evacuated, according to the most recent release from the governor's office. Since the war began, the U.S. has reportedly evacuated 1,500 Americans from Israel. Okay. What are the ones we got? Nikki Haley has been attacked the most tonight. Did Ukraine ban Christians? Is China buying up American farmland? Are there sleeper terrorist cells? And I want to check that one. Is it Tim Scott? I can't remember the guy's first name. Scott. I believe that we have sleeper terrorist cells in America. Thousands of people have come from Yemen, Iran, Syria, and Iraq. This is likely false. While Scott said he believes that there are sleeper cells, yeah, he didn't cite any evidence, and there is scant proof of any such sleeper cells. I'm just gonna double check. Terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda have called for the establishment of sleeper cells, but they have largely been debunked. After the U.S. airstrike killed Iran's military leader, Qasem Soleimani, there were fears that Hezbollah sleeper cells might be activated, but there is no evidence of such activity. Yeah. Roger that. Oh, roger that. Are we back? I think we're back.
Tonight's NBC News Republican presidential debate. Once again, here's Salem Radio's Hugh Hewitt.
Thank you, Lester. When NBC News talks to voters, when I talk to voters every day,
Salem Radio's.
The border is a top issue. It can mean different things. It can mean 2 million people who crossed illegally last year. It can mean more than 150 arrests of people on the terror watch list. It can mean the burden on states from having migrants move into their states from the southwestern border. But I want to talk about opioids specifically and fentanyl. And I'll start with you, Senator Scott. Tens of thousands of Americans.
Opioids and fentanyl.
To fentanyl. Young people sometimes die taking one pill. What can you do as Commander-in-Chief on the first day to stop fentanyl and the waterfall of it into this country?
Well, number one, we should close our southern border for $10 billion.
Yep, keep focusing on the southern border.
$5 billion, we could use the
fentanyl.
Currently available,
even though it is a lot of
our southern border to stop
domestic production
I've already led on legislation
that is fucking with this kind of shit.
Mexican cartels.
So I'll have to double check on that. I bet you it is, though.
China, then they are manufactured in Mexican labs, and the Mexican cartels bring them across our border by sanctioning their accounts and eliminating their cash.
Well, it's 9:31. We got another half hour. Probably do one more and be okay.
The military-grade technology is a backup, making sure that we not only stop 70,000 deaths in the last 12 months because of fentanyl, it also allows us to deal with the human trafficking travesty that is entering in our country in the same path. If we are going to deal effectively with 100,000
Damn, I've drank a lot of this
overdose deaths in our country and the 70,000
liquid.
that is directly linked to fentanyl, we have to deal with our ports of entry and
Fucking
deal
shit,
with
man.
our southern border. If we do that effectively, we have started reducing the challenge from the outside, and then we have to deal with the challenge on the inside, which seems to be connected to a mental health crisis that is spreading throughout our nation.
Governor Christie, Senator Scott just mentioned ports of entry. 90% of the fentanyl that is seized in the United States is seized at ports of entry. We don't know what's coming in across the open southern border.
Well, fuck me, I'm wrong. 90% is seized at the border.
Quickly, what would you do as president?
It can be done quickly in two ways, Hugh, on fentanyl. The first way is exactly as you suggest, at ports of entry. We have to.
And that's what
our law enforcement
seized.
has in terms of technology.
90% of
I would
all
invest in that as
seized fentanyl
president.
is on the border.
We need to make sure that law enforcement has
I don't know.
the
We'd have to double
tools
check.
do it. Secondly,
Where
I
is
would sign an executive order that would send the
all
National
the
Guard to
fentanyl
partner
here in the
with
U.S.
Customs and
getting
Border Patrol,
produced?
both at ports of entry.
Now I'm thinking, yeah, most of it is produced over the border, but we'll see. I'll have to double check later.
200,000 encounters a month.
Fuck it. We got the internet. How much fentanyl used in the U.S. is produced in the U.S.? Might not find something like that. Nothing for now. We'll get to it later when we get to it. How about that?
You have talked about using United States.
I was speaking to a dad who lost a son.
There we go, back to live.
Overdose. Son wasn't a drug addict. He had taken some pill that happened to be laced with fentanyl, and it was a fatal overdose. And when he told me, obviously the pain of losing a child is as bad as it gets, but he said what was salt in the wounds is that these elites in D.C. don't give a damn about what's going on in this country. They don't care that we have tens of thousands of opioid deaths, that the fentanyl's pouring in. They are not taking the type of action we need to. We're declaring it a national emergency on day one. I'm sending U.S. military to the border. I'm going to stop the invasion cold. I am going to deport people who came illegally.
Invasion.
And I'm even going to build the border wall and have Mexico pay for it like Donald Trump promised. How are you going to do it? Yeah, Mexico's not going to fork over money. We're going to impose fees on the remittances that foreign workers send to foreign countries. We'll raise billions of dollars. I'll build a wall. But we are going to designate the cartels to be foreign terrorist organizations or something similar to that. And
Yeah, you know, just like that.
Force. We're going to
Raise some $1 billion out of fucking nowhere on this southern border.
I'll tell you this. If someone in the drug cartels
All right, I'll drink it now.
all across the border when I'm president, that's going to be the last thing they do. We're going to shoot them stone cold dead.
Ambassador Haley. Ambassador Haley, if the
Glad I took it then.
uses special forces in Mexico without prior notice to the Mexican allies to our south, what would your colleagues at the United Nations think about that?
I don't care what my colleagues at the United Nations think. What I'll tell you is, first of all, you have to go to the source. We have lost more Americans in the Vietnam, Afghanistan, and Iraq wars combined. We lost 75,000 Americans last year. Go to the source. It is the reason why we'll continue to say we will end all normal trade relations.
That's not the source of the problem, though, Nikki Haley. The source of where the drugs are coming from is not the source of the problem. That's simply the source of where the drugs are coming from. The problem is the drug use. Now, you don't criminalize drug use. That doesn't work. What you instead do is decriminalize such drugs. And you set up funding for treatment centers to help people who are hooked on this stuff to get off, to set up established lives and patterns and paths in their lives to get back on the right track. That is actually how you get out of this. But they're not focused on that. They're focused on punishing just people, whether or not they're innocent or guilty of funneling drugs here into our country.
That have fentanyl in them. The only thing I would ask, Ron, I think you'd be on the same page with me on this. Let's not even call that an overdose. Right. That is not an overdose. That is poisoning. If you put that fentanyl in a Big Mac, we would not call that an overdose. You'd call it what it is. It's closer to bioterrorism. And I say that because as
bioterrorism.
To this crisis,
bio.
Does
Because fentanyl is bio.
Means to deal with it. So there's a new presidential election in Mexico.
It's just poisoning, dude.
People may not be aware of that. It's going to be someone other than overdose.
It's not like a fucking disease or a virus.
Mentioned me obliquely in speeches to say that somebody who would do this shouldn't get anywhere near the White House. Well, AMLO, get out of the way. There's going to be someone else in charge. I hope to build a good relationship with that next president of Mexico. We'll use our own military to seal our own southern border. What we need to do is stop using our military to protect somebody else's border halfway around the world when we're short right here at home. Get serious about protecting this border. And then the other thing that hasn't been discussed is the northern border. I'm the only candidate on the stage, as far as I'm aware, who has actually visited the northern border. There was enough fentanyl that was captured just on the northern border last year to kill 3 million Americans. So we got to just skate to where the puck is going, not just where the puck is.
I doubt that, by the way.
Both walls. Can't just complete the wall, use the military to seal the Swiss cheese for the tunnels that they're actually building underneath that wall.
Even if there was, it's not how you use it. Drug. You don't use it at the fatal dose. Die. Do that accidentally, mostly.
Victories in Ohio and Virginia, following earlier wins in states like Kansas and Kentucky. Governor DeSantis, first to you, how do you see the path forward for Republicans on this issue?
Well, I stand for a culture of life, and I understand that it's important that everyone gets a shot. I'm reminded of a story about a young mother who was struggling in Jamaica about 45 years ago. She was counseled to not have a baby.
Jamaica, man.
She was poor. Baby wouldn't have opportunity.
I know a lady from Jamaica personally.
Abortion, but she decided to have the baby, born poor in Jamaica. And the reason I know that story is because that baby girl ended up emigrating to the state of Florida, becoming a lawyer and a judge, and I appointed her to the Florida Supreme Court in August of 2022. We're better off when everybody counts. We're better off when we can promote a culture of life. At the same time, I understand that some of these states are doing it a little bit different. Texas is not going to do it the same as New Hampshire. Iowa's not necessarily going to do it the same as Virginia. So you got to work from the bottom up. You got to do a better job on these referenda. I think of all the stuff that's happened to the pro-life cause, they have been caught flat-footed on these referenda, and they have been the referenda. A lot of the people who are voting for the referenda are Republicans who would vote for a Republican candidate. So you got to understand how to do that. But let's just be clear. The Democrats have taken a position. They will not identify the point at which there should be any protection all the way up until birth. That is wrong, and we cannot stand for that.
It's not.
Governor DeSantis, thank you. Ambassador Haley, let me have
You're
you
a piece of shit for suggesting there is any other way. That's all I gotta say.
Republican candidates have talked about it for their electoral losses. How do you see the path forward?
You know, I've said it before. I think you have to be honest with the American people. This is a personal issue for every woman and every man. I am unapologetically pro-life, not because the Republican Party tells me to be, but because my husband Michael was adopted and I had trouble having both of my children. So I'm surrounded by blessings. Having said that, when you look Post Roe, a wrong was made right. They took it out of the hands of unelected justices and they put it in the hands of the people. And now we're seeing states vote. And what I'll tell you is, as much as I'm pro-life, I don't judge anyone for being pro-choice, and I don't want them to judge me for being pro-life.
Well, we will.
So when we're looking at this, there are some states that are going more on the pro-life side. I welcome that. There's some states that are going more on the pro-choice side. I wish that wasn't the case, but the people decided. But when it comes to the federal law, which is what's being debated here, be honest, it's going to take 60 Senate votes, a majority of the House, and a president to sign it.
Yeah, she's just saying, even though she's saying, even though she doesn't like how pro-choice referendums are going, which is how, like Ohio just recently enshrined abortion protections into their constitution with this most recent vote. She doesn't like that. And she wishes it was different. She wishes that you couldn't have the right to abortion, which is despicable. But she's going to push for having referendums or state legislatures pushing for more of this legislation or referendums to come into place to try and challenge abortion rights where they can strip them back. Of course, in Kansas and like Ohio, didn't work.
Record would certainly, as President of the United States, have a 15-week national limit. I would not allow states like California.
Yeah, 15-week abortion ban is fucking atrocious. Stupid.
The day of birth. I certainly wouldn't allow.
Because a lot of abortions aren't caught until 14 weeks later. Abortions. Pregnancies. My mistake. I'm drunk.
3 out of 4 Americans agree with a 15-week limit. 47 out of 50 countries in Europe agree with a 15-week limit. I would challenge both Nikki and Ron to join me at a 15-week limit. It is in our nation's best interest, and frankly,
it's not for the health of your nation.
To allow for abortions up until the day of birth, we have an opportunity in this nation to stop that reckless behavior from states like California, New York, and Illinois. I'd go a step further. In my parents' plan, we start by talking about funding, block granting resources to crisis pregnancy centers. We should support adoption. There are a number of ways that we can say to the expectant mother that we stand with you. We should not only be pro-life before the child is born, we should be pro-life after the child is born just as much.
Senator Scott,
well, you're not, because you're the Republican Party. I'm going to take a quick potty break. Well, I got myself another cup of water, because I know I'm going to need it. Keep pissing out a lot of stuff.
That now effectively codifies a right to abortion all the way up to the time of birth without parental consent. Why? It's back to that Republican culture of losing. The Republicans did not have an alternative amendment.
Hold on.
I don't think we need to be that way. It was my home state of Ohio, I'm upset about this, yesterday, that passed a constitutional amendment that now effectively codifies a right to abortion all the way up to the time of birth without parental consent.
Without parental consent. I bet you that's a lie.
We talked about we live in an era of
without parental consent. I guarantee you that's a lie.
Reliable. So we can say men deserve more responsibility so we can tell women we're all in this together. It's not men's rights versus women's rights. It's about human rights. And I come back to that case that Clarence Thomas spoke of. A pregnant woman walking down the street, she's assaulted. The unborn child dies in that assault. You find me one person in this country who says that that criminal does not deserve liability for that death. You won't find one. That says we share the same instincts.
Well, that's with the expectation that the woman wanted to carry its term, which if they did, which they excuse me, which if they probably did, which they probably did, yeah, that should carry some consideration.
The government should have absolutely nothing to do with the Constitution. And then Dobbs comes and we finally gain that victory, which was the creation of a constitutional right out of thin air that didn't exist. And now we have people running to say, let's short circuit the states from doing what they need to do, and let's go right to some type of federal ban at a certain number of weeks. And people on the stage have been all over the place, 20 weeks, 15 weeks, 12, 6. Look, the Frowners were really smart. And this is an issue that should be decided in each state. And
no,
I trust the people
should be enshrined federally, not decided by each state.
Now, it's going to lead to a lot of divergence. In Oklahoma, you can't get an abortion unless the life of the mother is at risk. In my home state of New Jersey, it goes up to 9 months that you get an abortion. I find that morally reprehensible.
Which is
not.
not.
That's what the people of our state have voted for. And we should not short-circuit that process until every state's people have the right to weigh in on it. But here's the bigger issue, Kirsten. The bigger issue is, and Tim began to touch on this, we're not pro-life for the whole life. To be pro-life for the whole life means that the life of a 16-year-old drug addict on the floor of the county lockup is precious, and we should get treatment for her to restore her life.
True.
A 52-year-old who's drug addicted should make sure that any of his children who he's passed that.
True. I'm just closing some stuff.
Pro-life's not just in the womb, Kirsten. It's for the whole life.
All right, Governor, thank you. Candidates, thank you. We're going to take a final break, and when we come back, we'll hear from all of you with your
Oh, break. Nice. Just closing some stuff. Nice. Well, it was on my face for that whole time. That's awesome. It's okay. I'm drunk. Don't know what I'm doing. So this debate has been a fucking shit show. Of course, I knew that it was going to be. Nothing has been surprising in that regard whatsoever. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments or in the chat if you want to let me know. I'll double check the news. My vision is blurry, so this will be a little tough. Hitler was not duly elected, by the way. I'm sorry, I see this. Look at this. What the fuck is going on here? Not F3. Fuck you. Hillary by the Hill. Hillary Clinton warns against Trump 2024 win. Hitler was duly elected. He wasn't. He was appointed by the president Paul von Hindenburg. Hitler was not elected. He was appointed as chancellor. This is a lie. Now, there are a lot of similarities between the GOP and the NSDAP. The NSDAP had an advantage over the GOP in certain cases. The Weimar Republic was more malleable, was more exploitative to the NSDAP, the Nazi Party, and what they wanted to do. They seized upon the opportunities of the granting of power, certain, at least here compared to our current American government, federal powers that are, and congressional powers, even judicial powers that were that could be unheard of here in our country, were granted to Hitler in Weimar Germany. So it was certainly a more exploitative environment than for the GOP, but that does not excuse the fact that the Republican Party is trying to seize our government at every level by any means necessary, even if it means illegally or legally, by any means. So, back to the debate.
Voters, I'll ask you each to please use your closing statement to focus on any topic you didn't have time to address and why you and not former President Trump would be the party's best choice to tackle.
Why was she looking at that? Did you see that? Look at her. Watch this. Look at her. She's just staring at the camera like a fucking goob. That was weird.
A renewal, a great awakening. We should reject the left's valueless, faithless, fatherless society. We should turn back to faith, patriotism.
Yes, let's turn back to faith.
And start choosing victory.
To faith. Did you know that you are over 600 times more likely to be, as a child, to be raped by a member of the clergy, a member of a religious, be a religious employee, than by a transgender person? Bet you didn't.
Win the war for our Christian conservative values that changed my life.
Which I can show you, because he's going off about his religious conservative values. I'm just going to show you, because I can find it. Give me one moment. I don't know why that didn't work that time. So as of October 25th, this is when I made this archive. So this is, 1 to 2 weeks old, but still good. Ooh, I'll see if I can open this in the Damn, I can't? Are you serious? Ooh, here. Let me see if I can open it up in Chrome like this. Ha! I can. Give me a moment. I'm new to this shit. Okay. I'm drunk, so give me a bit. So you are more likely to be, as a child, to be raped by a clergy member by like 600 to 1 compared to a transgender person. Again, this is according to the data by Who's Making the News, which is a trustworthy organization that compiles data on this. 3.9K offenders, with only 3 of those offenders being transgender. Number of politicians. Oh, duh. Yeah, it's tab. So, you are 1 in a million. 1 in 1.391 chance of getting raped by a transgender person. Meanwhile, for a clergy member, the estimated number of ordained clergy in the U.S., Harvard Institute of Religious Research, 1 in 2,239, compared to over 1 million of transgender people. Just only double of that for, well, I guess half of that of the members of police officers. 1 in 4,000. You are more likely to be raped by a police officer, or a member of the clergy, or a member of teachers, or a member of politicians than transgender people. But this is what they constantly push. Back to the debate.
Sanders, you're closing. You have 1 minute.
We must reverse our country's decline, and that is going to require leadership. I will take the hits, I will take the arrows, I will take the barbs, because it's not about me, it's about you. It's not about the past, it's about your future. We are going to fight for you. I am going to
Out
win
of
for
fucking
you
beer,
and your
damn it.
family, and I'm going to lead this country's revival. As a veteran of the Iraq War and in the
A
Navy,
revival.
I will always put
Christian
service
revival.
above
You ever been to a
self.
revival? I've always wanted to go to a revival.
I'm going to ensure that this country is
I'm gone.
in better shape than we found it. And as the governor of Florida, I delivered on all my promises, and you can trust me to deliver for you as the President of the United States. I am asking for your vote. I'll be a nominee that will be able to win the election. I will be a leader you can be proud of, and as your president, I will not let you down. God bless you.
Governor DeSantis, thank you.
Good job, DeSantis. You've only got 2 minutes left of this debate.
The next line says, if the audience can hold their applause. That didn't work out. But anyway, for just a few more seconds, I'll ask you to just hold the applause. On behalf of my fellow moderators, I want to thank the candidates for their time and for this spirit.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Yeah, well, I guess I'll close it out then, just for myself. So, this debate was not exactly fun to watch, even as inebriated as I am. So I'll try and give a drunken analysis of the debate that I just watched, which was incoherent in certain places, of course. Out of all of the GOP front runners here that were at the debate, I do think that Chris Christie was the most sensible. But that does not mean that he's at all going to see a presidential nominee for the GOP. I don't think he'll get it at all. I think that is most likely for Trump to get it still, even though he wasn't here. And we can follow up with what Trump was doing at some town hall or whatever. Some rally that he had. It wasn't a town hall. It was a rally near where he was. This debate was at. Oh, excuse me. And some of it was focused on Israel. Some of it was focused on Ukraine. a decent amount was focused on here in the domestic issues here in the United States. But I think it is very telling that the GOP does not have the common interests of the average U.S. citizen or voter. I think that the recent wins with the Democrats here in November of 2023 have been telling of what will eventually come in 2024 with a new election cycle coming around. So I think the GOP was pretty fucking weak this time around with their debates, amongst themselves at least. Especially with NBC, not a very left-leaning news outlet trying to question them and press them. Even just the minute amount that they do, I think that the GOP is in quite a bit of trouble. So we'll see what happens in the next coming months, and I certainly look forward to what the Democrats' response to certain things made in this debate will be. Probably nothing much, but overall, of course, not directly, but over these next few months, what the Democrats will decide to focus on will be important to the 2024 election cycle. The Republican focus on LGBTQ topics, on abortion, on the Jewish state, Israel specifically, on Israel being the country that we need to protect, we need to support without any question, I think will lead to detrimental consequences in the 2024 election. It's a whole year off, so we'll fucking see. But I'm pretty fucking drunk when I say all this, so keep that in mind too. I think that the odds of a Dem win overall in 2024 is likely, especially with how things have turned out in 2023, with Ohio enshrining with Ohio enshrining abortion rights, with Ohio voting to legalize recreational marijuana, with the wins in Kentucky, with the wins in Virginia, whatnot. It matters overall what is happening right now. Even here in Indiana, with the local election in Marion County for mayor, for the mayoral seat, Joe Hogsett versus Shreve. Shreve had over double the funding than Hogsett, but Hogsett still won. So I think that the GOP in general is in trouble. Now, with how things currently stand, here and today, on the 8th of November, 2023, I think that the GOP will struggle to build up votes. Oh, that's my dog right over there. Will struggle to build up votes for all of their policies that they want to push forward for, and of course for their Republican constituents who are vying for places in the House, in the Senate, and in local elections. I think that abortion, I think that, of course, the current issues in Israel will affect the 2024 election cycle, but remains to be seen to what extent. We will see how it turns out. And I am more than happy to cover what will happen in the next few months. So, we'll see what happens. I am Flippin' Monkey. Thanks for watching. Well, that's that whole recording of the segment. So, yeah, what to say about anything else? Well, I've been live for about 2.5 hours, getting drunk, covering what they talk about. Shoot, is there anything else that I really want to live stream about? Not really. I'll double check the news just in case there's anything. Okay, just in case there's anything special coming out right now. Oh, yeah, I wonder. Oh, okay, so I can. It's not how you spell after. After. How do you spell words? How does anyone spell words anymore? Like, we have Google to ask us, what do words mean? But like, what does after mean? A-F-T-E-R. It's spelled A-F-T-E-R, but the A. What does that mean? Well, A. F. What does it mean? F. T. What does it mean? T. What does it mean? E. E. What is it? R. R. What does it mean? After. What does after mean? Well, events occurring post post whatever the fuck you're talking about, you know? I spelled it right. After does mean what I mean it means. How do I save? Can I save somewhere? Did have 3 viewers at one point. Nice, I've had 7 views. Lego. Well, I'm gonna piss one more time, and then we'll end with some games. How about that? I'll be right back in just a brief moment. Is that okay? So what game do I play? Good question. Unless I want to talk about some later. No. We'll let the alcohol wear off and then we might get back to a bit more news and then I'll close out. At least I'm drinking water. Oh, let's see. I could boot up some Overwatch. Like the stuff in the Discord. Alright. I guess I'll boot up that penis. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Overwatch. In that case, I will close my Google Chrome in order to save some RAM and some CPU power. I'll see what I can do to pull up Overwatch. Might be able to switch. Oops, not that. Oops, not that. Hey, we got it. Alright, cool. I'm gonna stream some Overwatch. We're not gonna listen to any music necessarily because, you know, DMCA and whatnot. Well, shoot, I'll turn on music for this, like, at least for Overwatch. Music volume. Don't give a shit. Alright. Time to chill for a bit. Take a little, comprehensive decomposition there. So, question. Why does smoke gotta be the way it is? Why can't you just magically create and destroy and control smoke the way that you want? I don't care what physics are involved. Why hasn't there been technology developed to control and manipulate the world around you exactly the way that you want to? That's the thing that I ask myself every day. And the same answer I keep coming to is because the birds are government agents. Oh man, the birds are not government agents. $12 hooks.
Now arriving at the Ilios well.
I'm gonna hook me some boys. I just like jumping in. All right. I usually main Mercy, so I'm going with Mercy. Fuck you guys, I do what I want.
Don't worry, I'll be right behind you.
Yeah, don't you worry.
Genial. Otro trabajo aburrido. Oigan.
Keep in sight. I'll have us in and out in no time.
Damn, I wish I was her. Wait, what does that mean?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, let's go. Wait, hold on. I just switched to the wrong thing. Whee! Well, that's tough. Nice. May's okay. Alright. I'll be alright. Well, that's it for that. Yeah! Yeah, there was no fighting her. Just gotta hold that for as much time as we can. I'm glad the Ana got out, though. Yeah, I'll just try and plug whoever I can. Yeah, kill him, kill him. Nice, we got it back. Damn, I'm too drunk for this. What's going on? Damn. Dead. Well, I got the res off. At least there's that. And we've got it to 90 something charge. We're about to get to 99, yeah. Alright. What next?
I understand. I am empowering you. Hello. Yonder.
Alright, we got 30 seconds.
Enemy in my sight.
Nice, we got it. Whew, sorry I don't have much commentary when I game, but like, it's a bit much.
Score 1-0.
playing with Hallow? I used to know Hallow. Just kidding. I used to know someone named Hallow. Wow!
There's nothing about you in my files. No images, no documents, nothing.
Wonder why.
What's the word? Starts with E?
Enigmatic.
That's the one, and don't you forget it.
Enigmatic. Yeah, that's the one.
5,
Hello.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
We have a great chance of success. Let's keep it up. Right by you. This will help. Gather sniper ahead. Damage intensified. Supplying damage increase. Angel at your shoulder.
Damn. Well, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Yep.
Monstering you. All right.
Oh, alright. That was funny. I'll say that much. Is that the first? Okay, it's a third death. Never mind.
Healthy mind. Affirmative.
I'll get to you guys when I get to you guys. Shit.
Let me see what I can do.
Come on, you, babe. Dead! Fuck! Shit, I shouldn't have jumped like that. I should have jumped to cover instead of going up in the air. Yeah.
My skills are still needed. Be careful. Improving Take him to the wasteland. Get cover. Be uplifted.
Oh shit! Well, we're dead. Yeah, that's that round. Summer, can you get the Widow? No, they won't.
Die that easily.
Trying to heal that bitch, but yeah. That's just, yeah, that's not happening. We're going to round 3.
Round 2. Loss.
Why do I play Overwatch?
1-1.
Switch back to Ana. Yeah, I don't know why you went to Lucio, dude.
Find your strength. We are soon to need it.
Roger that. Oh, roger that.
4, 3, 2, 1. Round
Let's go.
3. Capture the objective.
You call it? Victory does not come easily. But now we have a chance. Enhancing your strength. Healing skill connected.
That was a little close. That's putting it mildly. Damn it. Damn it.
I still have you. Nanoboost administered. I'm on fire. But this bitch doesn't burn. My servants never die. Feeling more powerful? Casting a healing spell.
I had no guardian angel, so whatever. Oh, their tank's down. We're at 99. Okay, the tank's back. They're gonna die. Yep. We need to wait.
Group up with me. Angel at your shoulder.
We wait.
My damage spell is upon you.
I trust you, tank.
Lethality level increased.
Freeze! Don't move.
Dead. Yeah, that's both healers. He waited right there just for us. Oh man, yeah, you're not getting any healing, you're dead. Skunk rat, roger that.
Transmitting your damage. Let me take a look. I appreciate the support. Recall? Feel stronger? I am looking down. Not on my watch. I will attend to that.
That's it. That's game. They'll win. We don't have a plan. There's 10 seconds left on the clock, and we don't have a team to get there in time. That's game. My guardian angel won't do anything. 5 seconds. Yeah, that's game. You can try. You can try, yeah. And I'm like, what is Little Mercy gonna do, dude? Alright. Yeah, that's enough of the penis. Why does I have to have 0? Don't have 1. It's me. Yeah, I guess I can call it for now. I guess I'll get to whatever I didn't get to tomorrow. Not yesterday. Yesterday's in the past. I can't go to yesterday. So, thanks. This has been Justin, aka Ploopy Monkey. Thanks for tuning in. See you.